welcome to my channel. And the highly requested video that I decided to make today, which I've had this request from way back quite a few times and just really haven't decided to make a video on until now, is on hormones, different things that women are dealing with. This is mainly a women's video. Menopause and all of the things, all of the fun things that we have to deal with as women. And so some of the things, and some of the things that can help and things that we are doing that are not helping is what I really want to talk about. So some of the things that we deal with as women when we start going through all these changes, whether it's premenopause or whether it's, just PMS, all of these different issues, anxiety, weight gain, depression, exhaustion, and different things like that we start dealing with, headaches, and feeling just all over stiffness, fatigue, and just really horrible stuff that isn't fun to deal with. So how could we eliminate some of these things from happening, and why do some of these things happen to us so strongly? Well, I want to say that going on a raw vegan diet helps a lot. The foods and eliminating all of the food products that are processed, that also have disruptors in it and things of that nature, can really truly help a lot. And, going through a juice fast can also help a lot. And I know that there's some people out there that could think that juice fasting can cause some problems with hormones. But what happens when you go through a juice fast is everything in your body is changing. And everything in your body, you're going to go through a lot if you decide to do a juice fast. You're going to go through a lot of emotions. You will go through some hormonal changes. But the thing is that when you get rid of things like mucoid plaque and all of these things built up on the walls of our insides that are causing us a lot of different problems, it really makes a difference when you clean out all the intestines, everything in the body, all the way around. Because when everything is running good in our body at our best, everything else seems to help. But we have to stop putting certain things in our bodies that cause problems too. So what are some of the things that we're doing? And I've done videos on this before about different products and things, and some people may think that this is ridiculous. I want to talk about what I can take to help hormones, and I am going to talk a little bit about that. But you have to eliminate what's causing a lot of the problems in the first place. And one of the things that we do, pouring on not just makeup, but it's lotions, and it's stuff that's, sun tanning lotion is one of the worst. It's just soap in our shower, and fragrances and all of these different things that we're putting in our bodies are disrupting our hormones. And when this stuff happens, what a lot of this stuff does to our bodies is it kind of blocks some of the things that we need to have to make our hormones more balanced. And the estrogen, progesterone, all those things that go up and down, we start losing a lot of what we're supposed to have and not getting enough of what, and this is where we start to lose balance and stuff. So this is where the disruption comes in. So you have to eliminate this problem first. So number one thing that I would suggest is going into your bathroom and going through everything and making sure, I can't tell you every single solitary ingredient there. Of course, we know parabens and stuff like that are horrible. Petroleum, these are things that are starting to get a lot more talked about, and people are starting to realize this. But there's a lot of other hidden things in the products that a lot of people don't realize. And I always tell people research. I can't touch on all of that because it would take all day to talk about every single endocrine disruptor out there. But I will touch on a few things. And, I also want to talk about, like, people end up doing things like bioidenticals and going to the doctor and thinking they need all these hormone replacement things when they're not telling you what is causing some of the disruption in the first place, in the foods, in the lotions, in the makeup, we're in a toxic world, and it's not helping. We have enough trouble as women having to just have these hormones in the first place and things that happen, but adding all this other stuff is really what's making it so much worse than what it has to be. And there is a way to naturally balance your hormones. I know, because I do not have any hot sweats. I'm on a circadian rhythm where I sleep every night. I go to bed at the same time. I wake up at the same time. I do not wake up all night in sweats. I do not have any of the aches and all of the things that other women are telling me about, and women that are 10 years younger than I am that are telling me things, even at work and other places, that they're dealing with their hormones. And I've talked about this before. I look at a box of stuff that they're eating and I'm going, okay, this isn't helping. But it's also slathering all this garbage into your body, which goes into our systems. And some people don't realize that. They don't really think that things that you're putting on your body are hurting, but they are. And one of the biggest things is people don't drink enough water, and dehydration has so much to do with so many things. Dehydration can also rob the body of certain things that you need, and can also hurt your hormones to get dehydrated. And a lot of people won't think that, but you can read about it. There's a lot out there on all of this stuff if you look for it. And if you want to really get to the bottom of your problems naturally. So I drink a lot of water. I would suggest drinking a lot of water. I can't tell people what kind of water to drink. I drink a lot of distilled water. But what I will tell people to do is throw out all of your plastics. That is the absolute worst thing for your hormones. You do not want to drink out of plastic bottles. And I see people when they're going to the gym and things that they're always walking around with one of these BPA, and it's like, what are you people thinking about? Go into a doctor's office, or even go into your place where you would get something done, like at the dermatologist, or like a spa where they're giving you these injections and these bioidentical things and all this stuff. And what do they have to drink is water out of plastic. The Mountain Valley spring water also offers glass bottles. And I would highly suggest going to use glass and getting one of those and using glass bottles if you're not going to distill water or do reverse osmosis or one of those other things, and then drink it out of a mason jar. A glass mason jar, where they still used to make glass, and they still do make glass. You just have to really think about getting some of these things changed, because these things are so important. They're going to make so many differences. And I talk to people many a times on how I've done all these detoxes, and that's a detox in itself. If you stop drinking out of plastic and you stop using all these products, your body's going to go through a major detox on its own, because this stuff is going to come pouring out, especially if you're eating healthy foods, raw vegan foods, and you can also do a juice fast. And juice fasting can help. Like I said, when everything's working in the body, it really makes huge differences. And there's a lot of things about changing that gut bacteria and just getting everything organized in the body to where your hormones can work a lot better. And so those are things, some of the things that I wrote down here is like hydroquinone and things like that. Because when you go to the dermatologist's office and people try to get rid of things on their skin, that is the stuff that they give you. And I know because I used to do it. And these are some of the worst things for your hormones. And when you start to clean your body out, all these issues that you had on your skin just start disappearing on their own from having a clean liver, from having a clean body, and from not putting in all this junk. So to help hormones, get rid of the plastic, get rid of all of the soaps, lotions, everything. For soap, I have always used this Miracle soap, and I talked about this in another video. Another thing that I really like is Dr. Woods. This is lavender. I love to use this at night. It's very relaxing. They also have a very stimulating peppermint kind that I really have liked. And so these are the things that I use in the shower. You can even use Miracle soap on your hair for shampoo. You don't have to buy all these shampoos and all of these things that have the parabens, and even things that are cleaner don't only have the sulfates and parabens, but it can have other things that they're not telling you. So the less ingredients, the better. Most of this stuff has more like mineral, it has some oils like, you know, lavender, it has the lavender oil and things like that. And I'm not really sure exactly, because I know that I used to know what was in this, but they don't use the foaming agents that you get in a lot of the soaps and things of that nature that cause a lot of the problems. So these are things that I suggest doing first before you start thinking about what things to take. So as far as things to take, I get stuff from, this is Gaia Herbs, which this just happens to be right in my town. I don't have any affiliation with them. I'm too small of a channel to have links and affiliations, and I don't get anything out of this. So I'm just telling you because it helps. It has St. John's wort, which has always helped me, and other herbs to help with some balance in the body. Also, like if your body is starting to get tired with adrenal fatigue and different things like that, they have an adrenal fatigue formula and a nightly restore formula, which really helps. And a lot of these things aren't initially told that these are going to help hormones, but when your body is getting the right sleep and you're doing the right things and you take these things regularly and everything starts working and balancing out, your hormones will also balance out and you will feel a lot better. You will not have all of the up and down mood swings. And I also talked about drinking coffee, and that just burns your adrenals out. It also is dehydrating. Why do you want to dehydrate? And why do you want to, you know, break down your adrenals and all of these things? Because all of these things contribute. They're factors that contribute, and they're not things that people tell you about. They want to talk about all of the things that you can take and some of the herbs that you can do and blah, blah, blah. And that stuff is not necessarily the wrong thing as far as the herbs go, but first you have to get rid of what's causing a lot of the problems, making it worse anyway. And also, one of the things that I think help a lot is rebounding. And I think that rebounding is a great thing for hormones. I think that it helps tremendously with things like building your pelvic floor muscles, which is important for women because these are the kind of things that start to kind of get, when you start going through menopause, these are the things we start losing, like bone density. It helps with osteoporosis. It helps with hormones. It also is really good for stimulating the thyroid. The thyroid has a lot to do with your hormones in the long run. All of these things really connect. everything in the body is connected, even though people will try to act like it's not, and they'll just focus on that one thing. You have to focus on a whole realm of things with your body in order to get better. You have to focus on your food, what's going into your body, what are you putting on your body, how you're sleeping. And you know, when you get that circadian rhythm going, it helps so much. But when you start drinking coffee and all of these things, it doesn't help with that circadian rhythm. It doesn't help with your hormones in the long run, even though there's a lot of statements out there that coffee is so good for you. I just really don't suggest it. I don't think it's good really for anything. That's just my opinion on it. Of course, that's an opinion, people. We all have those, because I know people are really into their coffee sometimes. That I definitely would be very careful with how much I drink. If you are a coffee drinker, you don't want to get dehydrated, you don't want to get adrenal burnout. For me, I just decided to eliminate it altogether, and that has helped me tremendously. You know, some people deal with weight gain and all that kind of stuff, and around the belly, all of that stuff can happen when we have our hormones out of balance. And a lot of these things are eliminated when we start eating better, and we start sleeping better, and we start releasing the hormones we're supposed to, and not having those cortisol levels jump up, and everything just, it just gets really, it's like, seriously, it's like a puzzle, you know, and there's pieces to the puzzle that people don't talk about. They only deal with a small little section of it, and they forget about all the rest. The whole entire body and the systems of the body all work together in the long run, and that's how I feel about all of these things. And I hope that this has helped people. As far as like foods go, there's avocados is supposed to be something good. I eat those all the time. Supposed to be something good for hormones. And some of the juices that you can put together, I know that I think it was Christina who was doing a, raw Christina, who did something on hormones, and she used like a sweet potato and beet recipe for juices. There's a lot of different juices out there that can also aid with the help of hormones and things of that nature. So I hope that this helps some women out there that are having troubles. And I'm just going to, for the word for today, I'm going to read is out of Psalms, and it's chapter 37 and it's verse 3. And it says, "Trust in the Lord and do good, dwell in the land and feed him on his faithfulness." So I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and have a wonderful day.